Alrighty, so now we're going to cover the three different dialing devices that we have. The first one here is only for VoIP site if you use VoIP calling. This is called a DA45. Pretty simple connection here. One end will lead directly into the laptop USB port, and the other end will lead directly into your headset. That's the only connection with the DA45, and once again this is only for VoIP calling at a VoIP site. Next we have here is the Teltone, and this is only for analog calling, for an analog site. With the Teltone, first what you'll want to do, this Teltone here out of the three is the only one with an actual power cable that leads to surge protector wall power, and it has a big block on the end, so that's how you'll know that's the Teltone power supply. Go ahead and plug that into the back, hook that up to a power source. With the Teltone, you're going to have an amp. It'll look something like this. This amp does not have a power cable, but it does have two AA batteries, which is located on the side here. I just got to pop this lid off here. Make sure you have two AA batteries in there, and make sure they are have some charge to them. And I'll touch on later how this all comes together, connects. You're also going to have a USB to serial adapter. This connection has two screws on one end, and that will lead to the back of your Teltone. So go ahead and screw it in like that. The other end of the USB to serial adapter will lead directly into USB port on your laptop. And lastly, the headset, which will lead directly into your amplifier. Once you have batteries and power to it, you'll be able to control the volume as well as the audio with your amplifier. And lastly now, just make sure you have a phone cable to connect to the back of this Teltone here. So that's the Teltone. And the last of the three is the way to call. They'll look something like this. With the way to call, we don't have a power source that leads directly to a surge protector or wall power. Simply just going to plug one in to the USB on the laptop, like we have been with the other two calling devices, and the other end here, find the what looks like the best connection here, lead it directly behind the way to call, and that will give it power. Once again, analog calling, so you'll have a phone cable here that will connect to the back of the way to call, as well as your standard headset, which has a connection that will also lead to the back of the way to call. Those are your three calling devices, and next I will show you how to set up each one individually and how each piece works.